Hi, once again welcome to Mahabubabad Education YouTube channel. Today we are discussing one more important topic from the chapter nutrition, which is human digestive system and digestion. So one more important topic from the lesson number 1, which is human digestive system and human digestion. Okay. Due to various enzymes, the conversion of complex and macro particles into micro and simple particles is known as digestion. The macro and complex. The complex and macro substances modify into simple and micro substances due to the enzymes is known as digestion. And the system which is involved in digestion known as digestive system. The system which is involved in digestion is known as digestive system. Our digestive system consists of digestive canal or alimentary canal or food canal and associated glands means digestive glands. Means digestive glands and alimentary canal, collectively known as digestive system. In the digestive system, the complex and macro substances convert into simple and micro substances is known as digestion. So in our digestive system, we have the alimentary canal as well as digestive glands. Our alimentary canal, looking like a narrow and long pipe, starts with the mouth, ends with the anus. Between the mouth and anus, we have different type of parts in the digestive system in the alimentary canal. For example, mouth, the opening place of alimentary canal, the place between the two jaws known as buccal cavity, the junction of both digestive and respiratory known as pharynx. Then we have a long pipe runs along the neck and thoracic cavity known as esophagus. In the abdominal cavity, we have a sac known as stomach, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, anus are the various parts in alimentary canal. Listen to me. Our digestive canal or alimentary canal starts with the mouth, ends with anus. The mouth enters into a place between the two jaws known as buccal cavity or oral cavity. Now, after the buccal cavity, we have a junction for digestive system and respiratory system known as pharynx. Then we have a pipe runs along the neck and thoracic cavity known as esophagus. Now esophagus enters into a bag, a sac in the abdominal cavity known as stomach. Then we have the U-shaped duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, anus are the different parts of the alimentary canal. Now the alimentary canal is associated with different type of digestive glands also. For example, in the buccal cavity we have 3 pairs of salivary glands. Salivary glands, they are present in the buccal cavity. They secrete salivary juice which contains important enzyme which is so important for the digestion of carbohydrates in the buccal cavity. And of course, we have the 3 pairs of salivary glands in the buccal cavity. Inside the stomach walls, we have specific glands known as gastric glands. Gastric glands secrete gastric juice which contains hydrochloric acid and enzyme pepsin. I repeat. Now in the stomach walls are covered with mucous membrane. Inside the mucous membrane, we have small glands known as gastric glands. Gastric glands secrete gastric juice which contains hydrochloric acid and enzyme pepsin. Then we have the largest gland in the body known as liver, and below the stomach inside the duodenum we have one more gland known as pancreas. So liver is the largest gland in the body, which is made by hepatocytes. They secrete bile juice. Now all the bile juice collected and gets concentrated in the gallbladder, and finally through bile duct enters into duodenum, a U-shaped pipe, the first part of the small intestine. Between the duodenum and the stomach we have a elastic structure known as pyloric sphincter. Now below the stomach we have a leafy like structure, a gland known as the pancreas, which secretes pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice contains different type of enzymes, for example amylase, trypsin and lipase. Then duodenum enters into a long pipe known as small intestine, approximately 6.5 to 7 meters in length, which is a huge amount of coiled pipe. Inside the small intestine we have a huge amount of mucous membrane, and the mucous membrane again we have some more small glands which are present in the small intestine are known as intestinal glands. Intestinal glands secrete a juice known as intestinal juice or succus entericus. And finally small intestine enters into a huge pipe known as large intestine. In the large intestine, the waste material, undigested food, poison substances are now in the large intestine. From these food items, water reabsorbed. Finally, the semi-solid waste material enters into rectum, which is a storeroom for the waste material for some time. Finally, which is sent outside to the anus known as defecation. I repeat. In the human digestive system, we have the alimentary canal and associated glands. In the alimentary canal, we have different parts. The food pipe starts with the mouth, enters into a place between the two jaws known as buccal cavity. Then there is a junction for alimentary and respiratory known as pharynx. Pharynx opens into a long narrow pipe, runs along the neck and thoracic cavity known as esophagus. Esophagus enters into a long big sac in the left side of the abdominal cavity known as stomach. Stomach enters into U-shaped first part of the small intestine known as duodenum. Then we have the small intestine enters into large intestine, enters into rectum, and the end part of the alimentary canal is anus. And of course, we have different type of glands are present in the alimentary canal. And I told you, in the buccal cavity, with the help of teeth, jaws, tongue, the food has been grinded, chewed and mixed with the help of saliva. Saliva secreted by 3 pairs of salivary glands inside the buccal cavity. They secrete huge amount of saliva which contains a type of amylase, which is so important for the make the food smooth and very easy to swallow, known as bolus. So now the bolus is swallowed, enters into esophagus. There is a long narrow pipe which is prepared by huge amount of muscular cells. Due to contraction and relaxation of muscle cells in the esophagus, it has a wave-like movement for transportation of food into stomach known as peristalsis or peristaltic movements. I repeat, after swallowing the food has to enter into the stomach, a big sac through the esophagus, but the transportation of food requires some force which is created by the contractions of the muscles in the esophagus. Finally, they prepare a wave-like movement in the esophagus known as peristalsis or peristaltic movement. So finally, the food enters into stomach. And again, stomach is also made by different type of muscular muscle cells. Due to contraction in the muscle cells, now stomach has to play different roles in the digestion. The role number one, stomach has to store the food for some time. Due to contraction, the food and different juices are completely thoroughly mixed up. Due to the contraction, the food has been diverted into small particles. So finally, stomach, an important part, has to play different type of roles in the digestion. So until the different type of mechanisms are going on, until then, now the end part has been closed by elastic structure known as pyloric sphincter. Now when the pyloric sphincter opens, small amount of semi or partially digested food enters into duodenum known as chyme. Now in the duodenum, which is associated with two different important glands known as liver and pancreas. I told you already, liver is the largest gland in the body which secretes bile juice. Now bile juice collected and stored in the gallbladder. Here bile juice gets concentrated finally to the bile duct. Now bile juice enters into duodenum, which is very important to break down the macrophages into small globules. And we have the pancreas, which secretes a pancreatic juice, very important for digestion and buccal cavity. Finally food enters into the second part of the small intestine, which is very long and coiled pipe. Inside the coiled pipe we have the mucous membrane. Inside the mucous membrane we have huge amount of intestinal glands. They secrete intestinal juice or succus entericus. Now in the small intestine, the food completely digested. After digestion, the important nutrients are absorbed into bloodstream through the finger-like projections in the small intestine known as microvilli. So, due to microvilli, from the small intestine surface, food, important particles are absorbed into the bloodstream. Now the unwanted excess poisonous substances now enters into large intestine. In the large intestine again, some amount of water reabsorbed. Finally, the semi-solid waste material enters into rectum, is a temporary storeroom. Finally, the undigested waste material will be sent outside to the anus known as defecation. Here we have the digestive system, a complete study. So the diagram, various parts in the alimentary canal, different type of glands and their locations, and what are the functions of various parts in the alimentary canal means the importance of tongue, teeth, jaws, even pharynx, esophagus, stomach, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, liver, pancreas. So we have to know everything properly for getting more knowledge to present the answer perfectly. In the next video, we discussed the complete digestion process of the food. So what type of food digested, which place of the alimentary canal, and which enzyme plays an important role in the digestion of the particular food and different places. It will be discussed in the next video. Okay, right.